Hi Taurus, welcome to July. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have the last of the 3 eclipses that we've been dealing with. It's in Capricorn, which is favorable to your sign. It's on July 4th or 5th, depending on where you live. So this full moon in Capricorn is going to bring things to completion. And it's got some good energy wrapped around it, so we'll talk about that later. And then we have a new moon in Cancer on the 20th, and that's at 28 degrees Cancer. It's at the end of the sign. So it's our second new moon in Cancer, which is a new beginning around home and family, and we'll see where it falls in your chart. And it'll add an extra meaning to that area. So let's see what the eclipse is going to bring for you. What is finishing up and what is beginning this month? What does Taurus need to know about the eclipse energy for July? I'm doing another eclipse reading since we're deep in eclipses. So, and this eclipse energy, it's not just for the month of July. It's going to be bringing in a theme or in effect until the next set of eclipses, which would be November, December. So it's a 6-month period. When eclipses happen, usually regular new moons and full moons last for the month until the next new moon or full moon. But an eclipse energy could last up to 6 months, maybe sometimes even a year, because the eclipses are all connected. This is the last eclipse in Capricorn, in the Cancer-Capricorn axis. So now we're going to be moving into Sagittarius, Gemini. So things are shifting. So whatever you've been dealing with over the past 2 years, now it's coming to completion, fruition. So let's see what the cards say. What does Taurus need to know about July 2020? What's coming up for Taurus in July? What is the eclipse going to bring for Taurus? Plus we have Jupiter and Pluto coming together right around this eclipse. That's the wealth building aspect. That's like an amazing conjunction. It's going to happen. I mean, they're both retrograde, so it weakens them a little bit, but it's really a great combination. And then again, it'll happen in November. So this is the second of the 3 hits. So let's see what is going to come up for Taurus. What can Taurus expect for July? And we'll talk about the astrology later. Let's just see what the cards say. 10 of Cups. The Chariot. The Wheel of Fortune. The 7 of Cups. The Sun. The Devil. The King of Wands. The Empress. The Hangman. The Moon. Okay, so the 10 of Cups, this is the love card. This is you're going to be feeling like you're going to feel that you're loved, that you're supported in July. That whether it's family and friends, or even a relationship, because you have the Chariot here. The Chariot means victory through discipline and focus. So if you've been scattering your energy too much, maybe you've got too many things going on and you haven't really been focused on what you really want, you need to focus, what do I really want? Is it a relationship? Is it a career opportunity? If you're wanting something, you have to, don't be distracted by these other options. Focus on what you want. That's the Chariot. Don't let yourself be led all over the place. Figure out, what is it that I want in my career? What is it that I want in my relationship? And just focus on that. You can achieve it this month. You have the 10 of Cups here. The 10 of Cups is a completion card where, you're in the state of grace. You just have to stop being distracted by other options. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune here in the recent past here, in the past. and the Seven of Cups. So there has been changes. There have been changes recently, or some opportunities have popped up. And maybe you have more than one choice, because the Seven of Cups is being stuck in the choices. And you're maybe trying to make a decision about which way to go, but you're being pulled in a million directions with the Chariot. You're like the horses are, your mind is putting you in different, like, should I do this, should I do that, should I, and you want to do it all, but you can't do it all. You have to make a choice. You have to decide, what is it that I really want, and just focus on that and let the other things go. Because you can't do it all, you can't have it all. You have to focus on what's most important. Otherwise, you're giving half your energy here, half your energy there, and you're not getting anywhere. If you focus on the one goal that's really important, you're going to see so much more achievement. So there could be something coming to culmination in a relationship, because you have the Sun here. The Sun gives you the power. It's like everything's going to be okay. So if you've been struggling with something, if you've been stuck in the choices, not wanting to make a decision, the Sun card is connecting with it's a joy card. It's doing work that you love, connecting with someone that you really enjoy being with. So there is the opportunity to have more joy in your life, more fun, honoring your inner child. Maybe you've been working too hard and you haven't been giving enough time for fun and socializing. You have the Devil card here. The Devil is like a card of, it could be an attraction. I feel like if you're involved in a relationship, there's strong chemistry. There's a strong physical attraction. But there's also fear at the same time. So while you're attracted to the person or the situation, you're afraid of it at the same time. Because you're afraid of the success of it. Like, if I succeed and get this job, or if I succeed and get this relationship, is it going to take over my life? Is it going to make my life, am I going to be so wrapped up in it that I don't have an identity? I'm going to lose myself in this thing. So there could be a relationship that, although it offers a lot of love, and it offers the potential for you to find happiness and family, home, fertility, but you're also afraid of losing yourself in the passion, losing yourself in the desire, because there's strong emotions connected with this person. And you have here the King of Wands in your fear sector. This, you might be afraid, you're afraid of this person. Whoever this person is, could be a fire sign. It's a person that is a leader. Someone who's not afraid to speak their mind. Not afraid to... They're very strong. They're a strong energy. They have a presence when they come into the room. And they like to get attention. They like to be noticed. They can sound a little bossy at times. But it's only because they really care about their people, and they want people, they're just, it's like, I know this is what you need to do, and you just need to do it, They don't mean harm. They're very generous. They're very big-hearted. But they can be over the top at times when they're trying to convince someone of what they need to do. You have the Empress here in your environment. That's a card of home, family, motherhood, creativity, abundance. So if you're in a relationship, you have the potential to create a new home for yourself, a new connection to family. If it's a job or a career situation, whatever is coming up could bring more abundance. Like, if you've been working really hard on something and you haven't really been seeing the results, the Empress is telling you that you're going to see. The Empress is about the harvest, the results of your work, and you're going to get recognition. You're going to, the rewards are coming in. You have the Hangman here in your wish fulfillment sector. You have a lot of major arcana. Look at this. Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, Sun, Devil, the Empress, the Hangman. This is like a major turning point in your life. The Hangman is about giving something up for something better. You may have been in limbo in some situation, because you have the Seven of Cups here, but that's passing. The Seven of Cups is someone who doesn't take action because they're stuck in the choices. So you might have more than one option. Maybe there's more than one relationship that you could get involved in, or more than one job or career opportunity. And you're kind of stuck thinking like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what direction I want to go in. But that stagnation is ending. And if you want to get what you want, to get your wish, you have to give something up. And maybe you haven't been willing to do that. You haven't been ready to give up the past or give up the old and move into this new opportunity or this new relationship. And you have the moon here. So the moon is a card of confusion. So it can be, on some level, it could be confusion or deception, like you're not sure. You can't see clearly. You're not sure if the person you're dealing with, if you can trust them. Or you're not sure you're reading the situation correctly. Maybe you're misinterpreting things. But it could also mean, the moon can also bring creativity and intuition. So maybe you're moving into something that requires that you use your intuition, your intuitive ability. Use your imagination. So it could be that if you're moving into a new job, it could be more creative. It could be that you're getting the chance to be more creative at work. If it's a relationship, you might have doubts about the new person. Maybe you're not trusting it. Or you could be idealizing someone, not seeing them clearly. So, or it's hard for you to make a decision because everything is kind of confusing. There are things going on behind the scenes, and you're not sure. You need more information before you can make a decision. So you only have partial information you need. So if something comes up in July, you want to ask a lot of questions. You want to clear up any confusion. Now Neptune just started going retrograde, so there could be greater clarity when Neptune goes retrograde. You may need to take some time out to really think about what you really want. What is it that would really make me happy? Don't just grab something because it's there. You want to make sure that whatever you're moving toward is something that's going to enhance your life, or it's something that you really want. So you may have to give it some thought. What is it that I really want? What do I really want to focus on? If it's a relationship, is this person right for me? You don't want to be just going with something because there's chemistry. A lot of times we confuse sexual attraction with love. So you want to make sure that you're attracted to this person for the right reasons. Or if it's a job situation, am I attracted to this career opportunity because of the money? Or is it something I really want to do that's going to speak to my soul? So let's see what the astrology says. Maybe we can get greater clarity. So the full moon eclipse is happening in your 9th house, and the sun is in your 3rd house. And it's being supported by Uranus. It's trining Uranus in the 1st house. So there could be a new opportunity where you get a chance to travel. You might be signing contracts. The 3rd house has to do with communication. There could be some type of, if there's a job, it has to do with communication or travel or marketing. The 9th house is also long distance travel. And you might be dealing with a company that has a global reach. So if you're dealing with, like if you're looking for a new job, it could be with a company that has, offices all over the world, where they deal with people. They have a global market. It's a global company. And the moon is conjunct Pluto and Jupiter. At this lunar eclipse, the full moon shines a light on communication and 9th house issues. 9th house is your belief system, your higher education, publishing, long distance travel. The 3rd house is definitely communications, relatives. So something may be, you may be reaching a level of awareness in your relationships with siblings. There could be something completing. Either you're finishing up a project that has to do with publishing or web or internet or teaching, learning. If you're in school, you might be finishing up some type of educational program where you might be teaching. You might even have to travel, because the Chariot's here. That's a card of travel. So maybe you have to travel to take a new job. Or the job might involve traveling. Or you're going to make a decision on some type of contract. You might be negotiating around this full moon. The Uranus in the first house, you're ready for change. You're like tired of the same old, and it's hard to. And when Taurus gets tired, Taurus does not like change. Taurus likes everything to be predictable. But when Uranus hits the first house, and it's been there for a while now, you're ready for change. It's going to shake you up. It's going to shake you out. You're going to get bored. Taurus is going to be like, I have to change something. I have to do something. And you're going to start to make changes. And things could come out of the blue. People could look at you and say, like, what got into her or him? You're so different. You're like, but this full moon is going to be a positive influence in your life. Maybe you're going to finally speak up about things that you've kept inside. Because the third house is the house of communication. The sun is in your third house with Mercury. And Mercury is retrograde. So you could be connecting with people from the past or revisiting an issue from the past. Either you're negotiating with a company that you used to work for, or you're connecting with people. Let's say if you have some kind of issue with a relative, you may want to bring it up now and talk about it. It's a time of communication. Neptune is sextile. Uranus is sextile Neptune. It's a wide orb. It's about 10 degrees. And Neptune is retrograding. But this moon is at 23 degrees Capricorn. It's sextiling Neptune also. And in your 11th house. So that's the house of hopes, wishes, dreams, your network, your friends. With Neptune there, unless you're doing something creative, if you're working on a creative project, this is a time of recognition and achievement. If you're not working on creativity, then Neptune can bring deception. That's where, hence the moon. So you may feel like your friends or the groups that you belong to are not totally transparent. This full moon may bring that to light. You're going to see the truth about the groups that you belong to, and keep what's worthwhile and let go of the rest. The truth is going to come out in some groups that you belong to. Venus is in your second house, so that's bringing money in. That is bringing in abundance. And it's also enhancing your self-esteem. And it's sextile Mars in your 12th house. And you have Chiron in the 12th house too. So maybe you need to heal some wounds around self-esteem and money, or even anger. Sometimes, like, Mars in the 12th house could be repressed anger. You haven't been, or you've been feeling tired. You haven't had the energy. Mars is in Aries right now, and it's strong in Aries. So it's going to give you the energy to tackle those psychological issues that have been holding you back. What are your fears? What are your wounds? Now's the time to, look at them and heal them and move past them. Because when Mars leaves Aries, it's going to be in Taurus. And that will be like at the beginning of next year. So you want to start to get ready now. Prepare. Get rid of the baggage. Because when Mars moves into Taurus, he's going to be giving you that push to go ahead and go for what you want. So work on yourself now. Now's a good time to work on yourself. And get ready. Mercury will go direct July 12th. So communication should get better. If you've been having like misunderstandings and miscommunications and missed messages, things will get better after Mercury goes direct. Especially because it's in the third house, you could be having technology issues, computers, or any kind of mechanical things. Now we have the new moon. Oh wait, before I go to that, I want Mercury squaring Mars. Mercury is in your third house of communication. It's squaring Mars in your 12th. So you want to be careful that you don't come on too strong when you're communicating with relatives. You might get angry. You might be feeling angry that you're repressing. And so you let it build up, and then you're going to explode. Don't do that, because there's a danger when Mars squares Mercury and Mercury squares Mars of being too forceful in your communication, too aggressive, where people might feel like you're cruising for a bruising, or you're looking for a fight, or you're just like, you just have, but you don't see it. It's going to be hidden, like it's one of your blind spots. Like you may be coming on too strong in communication, and you can't see it, but everybody else can. And everybody else is saying, wait, calm yourself down, you're coming on, it sounds like you're yelling at me. It sounds like you're fighting with me. And you're saying, no, I'm not fighting. I'm just expressing myself. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of how you're communicating and just tone it down. Try not to come on too aggressively. You can get what you need. You can be calm and request what you need and be firm. But you don't have to be like, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Okay, I wanted to mention that before we go on to the new moon. You have a new moon in the 3rd house. So you have it in Cancer. So you have an opportunity at the end of the month to have a new beginning with the people in your environment. Your relatives. Maybe if you had an argument with them, you can patch things up now. You can reach out and communicate with relatives. Now, or it's siblings, because the 3rd house represents communication, siblings, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. It also could mean that you're starting a new project that involves communication. And it could be a project where you're actually helping others or nurturing others in some way. This new moon is opposed by Saturn. It's an exact opposition. So you have Saturn in the 9th. There could be some power struggle going on with an authority figure or responsibilities at work. So you may be, wanting to have this new beginning in your local environment, but you have to travel, or there's some obligation that you have to fulfill that needs to be done, before you can start this new beginning. Again, Mercury's in the 3rd, but it's sextiling Uranus in the 1st. So if you've ever had something to say, now's the time to do it. There could also be unexpected messages coming out at this new moon. Because Mercury sextile Uranus, it's like a surprise, unexpected communication. Also, Mercury sextile Uranus, you could be having innovative ideas. Like you might be coming up with a plan that's really brilliant. And your communication, if you're writing anything, if you have anything that has to do with writing, you're going to be very creative. And you're going to come up with words or solutions to problems. Mercury sextile Uranus is, the genius. You're connected to your genius, your muse. Mercury is still square Mars at this time, all month. But Pluto and Jupiter are in your 9th house. So it's bringing you luck. If you're connecting with companies overseas or global, you're dealing with a big, massive company with Pluto. And with Jupiter there, this company deals with a lot of money and abundance. I mean, they're huge. Jupiter is like, go big or go home. I mean, so you might be dealing with a major corporation or a major company. At this new moon, you might be starting something new. Neptune, like I said, and Jupiter is sextile Neptune. Jupiter's in Capricorn at 21 degrees. Neptune's at Pisces at 20 degrees. And Neptune is strong in Pisces. It's in its home. And in your 11th house, that's the house of hopes and dreams. You could be achieving a goal that you've wanted to achieve for a long time. You're making it happen. The 11th house is the house of hope, wishes, groups that you belong to. Like you could be connecting with powerful people that the movers and the shakers of the world. It's a great time. Jupiter brings abundance, and especially when it hooks up with Pluto, because Pluto is going to transform your life in some way. And if it's in the 9th house, it could be through some kind of educational training program, some kind of teaching program, publishing, higher education, travel. Maybe you're doing more traveling. You're connecting with a global market, or you're reaching out to people around the world. It's going to bring abundance and a change in your financial status. Or it might even change the way you communicate. It's going to transform how you think of yourself, how you communicate. This is a good new beginning. The only thing is, the only obstacle is the Saturn influence. Because when Saturn is opposing the sun and the moon, you feel a lack of energy, or you feel like you're being blocked by authority figures. There's a new beginning, but there's a lot of work behind it. Like, you have to really go all out. You know, it's not an easy, like, oh yeah, piece of cake. You're going to have to work hard for this new beginning, but it's going to bring you results. You're going to have to be disciplined. So you're going to have to balance, you know, your energy. You're going to have to really want something and put your energy there. And you can achieve greatness. You have the Empress here. This is abundance. You have the Sun. This is, you know, everything's going to be okay. The Ten of Cups, happiness. Things are changing. I think you're going to be moving away from a period of frustration and limbo and moving into a state of abundance. But it's going to require work and commitment. And you have to honor your obligations. You're going to have to finish something up before you can move into this new life. This new relationship or this new opportunity. There are some things, some loose ends that you might have to tie up that require, you know, that may feel like it's like a hurdle I have to overcome. I have to just overcome this one hurdle and then I can move on. But it looks good, Taurus. I think July is going to be a very good month for you. It's going to bring some life-changing opportunities. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. And if you liked it, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button if you want to hear more. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box and we'll get you on the schedule. In the meantime, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting this channel with likes, with subscribes, with shares, with ordering readings. If you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the readings and the videos. And have a wonderful July, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.